super busy with school.
I remember reading it. I just don't remember what it said.
I was like,
I remember we had some time limits.
The video.
So I just went live just so you guys are aware. Hey, so what we were just talking about, if you want to follow along, it's under the discussion board and it's under his post. There's a little tiny link. And basically it's just confidential information for negotiation, it says.
Okay, I see it now.
Kind of gives the instruction, like it's more just like a follow-up case on our side being Keurig, right? So basically our bank balance as of September 97 is 700,000. We have a monthly burn rate of 60,000, excluding payments of equipment to vendors. Long story short, the last sentence in the first paragraph under the subject for Keurig eyes only, it says, in short, the company must raise more money to survive, or it must shift costs to actual or potential partners. So they're saying, hey, you gotta figure this out because you can go under, and I kind of got that from the case. So my stance from the case study is that EMCR looks like a good company and all. Fast forwarding to now and in the future, it looks like they are the type that just wants to buy them out and have more for them. Hey, more me. What's in it for me kind of style. But if Keurig goes in with the status of being complete ownership of the license, they can raise the prices later for those licensing to sell off because they've already got 75% of their ownership and equity out before this negotiation's already being completed, right?
Yeah, which means we really don't have much room to give them ownership of Keurig.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the basis of where I'm standing right now. I don't know about you guys, but there's multiple other companies that can make the equipment of the roasters. But if they're needing to make it right now, how much longer is that going to take to find the solid people, the solid partner, such as EMCR, you know?
Yeah, basically have less than a year to get this going, and we don't have that much time to find somebody else. So we kind of have to make it work.
Yeah. Hey, and I also made a Google Doc because they're all the same questions from our case analysis. The first four, like we talked about in the text, are about our negotiation with the other group. And then the other, I don't know how many there were, but a bunch of them. It put like good paragraphs on there except for 3 of them. And then it looks like Bob, you put yours in there too. So the expectation, awesome.
Yeah, I put mine in green, so it stood out a little bit.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet. I'll have to read it. You want to tell us your expectation real quick?
I don't remember. Oh, I just put in there that I was gonna try to convince you guys to go in there like, you know, we really don't need this. We don't really need this partnership. It'd be a nice to have, not a need to have. And I think if we go about it that way, then we can find out what they want to offer us, because this will be beneficial for them. We're talking about a product that will put them on a national stage instead of a regional stage. But at the same time, our benefit is that we're going to be able to actually get product out there and get it actually into people's hands and get it popular. Yeah. So we kind of need something to get going. That's where it helps with them already having equipment. I thought maybe we could offer them, maybe we could kind of go halvesies on the production costs at first, just so that they will take it up and go. But I would go trying to sell them the 25 cents a cup, just like it says in the case study. And if they wanted to go down, that'd be fine. From what I saw, it looks like our cost is what, 19 cents per cup. So as long as we're above the 19 cents per cup, it really doesn't matter. The closer they get to 19 cents a cup, the less exclusive I want the deal to be. But I don't mind making a penny per cup if I have to, just to get the product out there and prove that it works. And then later on, close off the deal with them and go with it and get somebody else that can take care of the building it and running it.
Hey, to add to yours right there, so the 25 cents a cup would be the cost to sell, or not the cost, but it'd be the price to sell it to the GMCR. But the GMCR can go on and sell it for 50 cents as their pricing, and I put all that in my answer,
Exactly.
just so you guys know.
Well, and just give you an idea, I got a buddy who I'm working with right now. Here, I'll even show you the box. You can't see what's in there. Hold on. It's I have about 70 of these things. You see that?
Here.
Yeah, so he and I are starting this beard balm business where we're going to be selling beard balm. We already have 3 barbershops that are interested in selling this stuff for us. Might have another 2 salons that might be interested in selling to their guy people.
Yeah.
We got this kit of like 70 or 80 smells, and we went through smelling all of them and decided what we wanted to do. Well, the long and the short of it all is it's going to cost us probably about $3 per beard balm. We're going to sell it for $6 to the barbershop people, and then the expectation is that they'll sell it for $12 in their store. So we're going to double our money, and they're going to double their money. So something like this, where we offer them, 25 cents a cup, and they sell it for 50, is absolutely perfect in real world sense.
Right on, dude. How much does it cost you?
So it's going to cost me less than $3 for each one of those for them to put the material in the tin and then label it with our label.
Nice.
And shipping. So yeah, it might be a little bit more than $3, but that's about right. As we buy more, like once we start buying like 1,000 at a time or 5,000 at a time, then it goes down to like less than $2.
Wow. Awesome.
And the idea is to get it onto Amazon and start advertising big time. But for these guys, I pointed out, if we're selling them, if we make it ourselves, based on it looked like it was cheaper if we made it ourselves. Am I wrong on that?
No, it was 19 cents.
Yeah.
So okay, so I read it
to
wrong.
make
It's
it.
19 cents if we make it ourselves and 14 cents if they make it.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I read that the opposite.
And the 25 cents is us selling it to the distributor or them selling it to the distributor, and then the distributor sells it for 50 cents, right? Because there was the middleman that even Green Mountain used, OCS or whatever another acronym was, that they are the ones that distribute to all the different offices. And so they would be the ones that would buy it for 25 cents. So,
Oh, really? I thought Green Mountain was the one that would buy it for 25 cents.
that's when I was looking at it, that's what it looked like. There was this middleman. Green Mountain now uses 25 of these OCS distributor people. They had like 3 to 5 at the beginning, and then in the past year they went up to 25. And so they have a middleman that gets it out. So
Okay,
all they're doing
can you
is
point out
packaging
something
it.
in there because I didn't read it that way. Is there somewhere in there that you can point out that strengthens your point of view on that?
I had to go through and look at this a couple of times before I saw that. Okay, so
Are you looking at the exhibit 3A?
You're talking about page 4, the first paragraph.
So I was on page 3, but in the exhibit, it's showing the distributor. So the distributor is going to buy it for 25 cents a cup from the roaster.
I see.
Then the distributor sells it to the office manager. So the distributor is the OCS, is who they are.
And in the second part of the case study, like our side for the negotiation, it said something along the lines that, hey, no matter where you go, it'll be roughly very similar pricing.
Okay.
It'll be what pricing?
Similar.
So I saw that we really only had from our 19 to 25 cents to play with. We only had 6 cents, and they only had 11 cents to play with because the distributor is only going to buy it for 25 cents. Right? And so if it costs them 14 cents, we only have 11 cents to work with on how to negotiate how much they're going to get.
Okay, so maybe we go from the angle of what kind of profit margin are you guys looking to get?
I mean, anything above 7%.
above 7%? Alrighty then. Is that just a random number, or you have a reason?
In the business world, if you're making under 7% margin-wise, it's so hard to get anywhere.
Okay. Okay.
7% really low.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
These cases that we're doing, and it's like 19%, because any kind of fluctuation in your organization could absorb that real quick. Fast food's one of the worst ones. They have super low numbers. That's probably close to the 7. Yeah. So for me, like I said, I don't care if I get just a couple cents per cup in the end, as long as I'm getting something, because our costs are kind of figured into it, as I saw. If they're producing it, they're processing and everything. We're only providing the information. We're providing the knowledge base, the licensing, and then are we selling the brewers?
Yeah.
Or we're just the cost of them?
No, we actually were buying brewers for 800, selling them for 1,000. And then these OCSs will distribute it around, but we're the ones that are working with the OCS and then with whoever makes our product.
Okay, so as I read it on Exhibit 3A, it looks like we buy them for 500 as our variable cost.
Eventually, like at first, they're going to be 800, and then and then they'll, once we buy a certain amount or whatever, then it would be.
So we're going to make money from we're going to make money from selling the brewers.
Yes.
We also have to provide free service.
We have to be able to teach them how to take care of the machines and that type of a thing.
So if we're keeping a penny or two per package, per cup, which honestly, we're talking millions of cups, that should cover our cost of repairing and training and stuff like that. And right now our team is how big? Like 30 people?
Yeah, it was 30 something, or I think maybe it was 103.
Well, I think there was one number if we had to hire a bunch of people to make it work, and there was another where it is right now, I think. Off the top of my head, I've read a lot of stuff since then.
We would have to hire more if we're going to process it ourselves.
Of course.
But yeah. But we wouldn't have to hire any more yet if we didn't. I don't remember where there was the number. I don't even remember that at all.
Well, the basic thought I'm getting at is if we have a number of employees already, then we only have to have enough to really cover their expenses, salaries and whatever, at least for a year or two, just to prove the concept. And at the same time, I would, if they want exclusivity, then we're going to require more per cup. If they don't want exclusivity, then we can give them down as low as like 1 or 2 cents per cup.
Yeah.
As I read it anyway.
Well, yeah, I don't even know that we should give them the exclusive because they are regional. How are they going to help us out when we can go anywhere?
Well, the truth of the matter is you kind of want to keep it regional at first, because if we're providing service for everything, you want to keep it kind of localized to keep our costs down. And then once we've proven the concept and brought down the cost, then we want to go more nationally. And if they're ready to step it up, then great. If not, then we'll find somebody else. And that's why having exclusive deals is not that great. But if we do go exclusive, then we want them to cover more of the cost. And we want to have a shorter time period of that exclusive deal.
Yeah, like a year or something.
Yeah, or even like 3 years, because they are doing a bunch of production equipment.
Yeah, they were worried about doing that part, and then us not giving them complete exclusivity. But it sounds like, from what their VP is saying, they're encouraging us not to become a roaster. They want us just to manufacture the devices. They're the roasters, we stay the devices. I think that's just his way of saying we don't want another competitor, because we would be a competitor to them. Right?
Which makes me want to say, how many of your people, or how many people do you have working for you, and how many of them can we hire for our own roaster? And then they'll be like, wait, what? No.
We know they have 321 employees from the exhibit.
321?
Yeah.
Okay, so how many of your employees are not happy with where they're working? We'll take them.
And the other thing is their foundation, you're saying it's regional. That's massive, man. And we're just a startup company. So with us we're trying to get into the business and the industry where we can make a good solid, basically being a good solid referral, you know? So with these people being so large, I think we could hit it really well.
I agree. I think we kind of go in there, you know, we don't necessarily need you. You don't necessarily need us. I think we'll do really well working together, but we also have the opportunity to start this on our own. Convince me that you're the best way to go.
Yeah.
Well, for real, because we're the ones that have the actual product.
Right. We got the patent.
That's going to make it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Ours,
so yeah, we're small and stuff, but they haven't bought us out yet. Right? So it's still ours, and we've been working on it. And shoot, we got rid of the person who came up with the idea anyway. Like, got him out of there, boot, on to the next thing. I think he saw from the beginning that Green Mountain wanted to take over. I don't know. I was looking at that a lot, like, because I hate that about VCs when they come in and they take over everything. It drives me nuts, these people. But as long as you get your equity in your company and blah, 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 blah. But I'm like, it was his idea. He's the one that did the yogurt cup. You know, yeah. Greenwood, here's his yogurt cup, and he got the whole everything working out. And now Green Mountain wants him to not make the yogurt cup. They want him to just make the machine, and they'll do the yogurt cup. It was his idea to do the yogurt cup. He's the one who came up with it. So we just
shouldn't
don't
like
forget.
Yogurt so much. Sorry, bro.
Anyway, so I don't know if this whole class has made me feel really bad for entrepreneurs who are small startup and get taken over by wanting to be big.
Oh, not me at all.
Money.
I'm so happy that they're able to grow from nothing to millions in just a couple of years. It's absolutely insane. Like I look at that, and I was talking to my sister, was showing me a website where people were selling lightsabers for like a couple $100 a lightsaber, and I'm like, that's so insane. And I think about it, I'm like, they're worth millions. And all it took was a guy that was so enthralled with lightsabers, something I think is stupid, and turned it into a multi-million-dollar business. And I'm like, what am I doing? You know, I'm sitting behind the desk making 6 figures. I'd like to be making 7.
Yeah, there you go.
But I have 3 things going on, so we'll see what happens.
You're working on it. You are an entrepreneur for sure. I just looking at the little tiny people, and entrepreneurship like looks at the business and the company and how can we make the company do it. And I just look at how they get rid of plants and they get rid of this and they get rid of that because we're going to make this company grow and become amazing. And I'm like, what about all the little peons that work there? What about, so I'm that person. I'm like, wait a minute, remember the little guy. What am I doing in this class? I need to head out. Anyway.
All right. Is there anything else that shows that we have to have? What do you guys think is going to be their confidential information that they're not allowed to share with us?
That they're going to. What, Mark?
Nothing.
Nothing. They're going to buy us out. They're totally going to take us over. Like that's what they want.
Conflict. Yeah, it could be that. I think there has to be some kind of conflict that we have to negotiate out. So I think it may be something like they don't want to pay for the packaging, right? Or it could be that they will only settle for an exclusive deal. I mean, that's what I'm thinking. It's one of these ones where it's got to be something like a pressure point against us.
Yes, I could see the exclusive, that if they don't get the exclusive, we are the one, because they're the ones that we used for prototyping. They're the ones that put their Green Mountain name already on it and started selling them to the offices. And so people are like, ooh, this is really good. And I like Green Mountain. And so they're all happy with them. So, so I don't know, maybe they're going to use that and say, see, it was our name that helped people even like this in the first place. So give us more credit for it.
I think one of the other is that they're going to go after equity, smally but surely, right? And then they're going to start taking equity as years go by. Plus, they'll start getting into the licensing. I think those are the 2 big key items that they want to take over.
Which we don't have.
They want to take up ownership?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have any, right, Mark? Is that what you said too?
Well, you can always do ownership. The only thing is any ownership that you offer them is going to take from all investors, not just yourself, but all investors, because you're not just selling your 25% interest. When you say we'll sell you 20% of the company, that's 20% of your interest and 20% of each of the other people's interests, right? So it actually diminishes how much they own.
Yeah.
So why do we think that they are the brewer that we would have to give any kind of interest in our company to? They're
pretty much the only ones that are actually listening to us.
Okay. That's because Greenwood met the dude 3 years before, 4 years before, and started talking to him. And then they got together and started doing research and development. So you're saying we just don't have enough time for anybody else. So we're going to end up
having. One, we don't have time. And two, all the other people we've talked to have pretty much said, nah. That's what I got out of it.
They don't have I don't think they have the relations or any solid way to go about it, because their other option is to go back to their original plan of True North branded K-Cups by themselves. Yeah. And they can't really do that.
Well, we don't have the production. It says in our little thing that we don't even know that we'll make it to production for that to even work, that we'd make it before we run out of money. We're going to need VCs more in order for us to even do that. So we've got to make this work or we're kind of hosed and they're going to buy us out anyway.
To answer your question, plus VCs will not fund us anymore, it said. They've already got 3.7 million funded with no growth. They said they're done right now.
Okay.
Trying to look at their chairman of the board, trying to look at their background. So the guy from GMCR, he's military. They did easy whiter cigarette papers. Just seeing if there's anything that would give us any kind of hint on what they're looking for. I don't see anything.
Well, our new CEO, he thinks that we could raise enough capital from angels and through private placement to do our True North. That's what it says in this extra, don't tell anybody about it.
Yeah, I think that we could. I think we could, especially if we got started working on the production equipment, that we would be able to work it out, because we'd like, look, we have everything. We just need to get an extra $1 million and we can then put it into process or whatever, you know? However, coming from a standpoint of the business, for me, I'd rather keep a small business with licensing stuff, because I don't have to pay for the safety violations. I don't have to pay for the upkeep of the stuff. If the only thing I'm selling is knowledge, then I can keep my business small. And when the idea blows up, which we all know Keurig did blow up as something that's awesome. I mean, I got two here in the office. And had one at home for a little while. So
that's why we were put on the Keurig side.
Do what?
That's why we were put on the Keurig side.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so they're amazing little machines. So the idea is if I own just the information, I can go to anyone to manufacture it and put it together. I just have to have the patent so that I can protect ourselves if somebody tries to steal my information.
Well, we still have the machine too. We're the ones that we're not giving up our machine at all. It's only who makes it.
We build the end machine, but we don't build the cups, basically, right?
Yeah, it's just the cups that we have.
And we're gonna get better. We're gonna get better brewers as time moves on as well. Because the one that we got, I think, was like $90, not 500 or 800.
Yeah.
Naturally, that happens. So, I think the main thing we go for is the licensing agreement. Just say we're going to sell you the information. Every cup that you make, we're going to charge this much.
Okay, so we are supposed to post our results. So we're supposed to have an agreement, exclusivity, royalty, the production cost, the equity that GMCR is going to take, and then anything else. So what are we going to, what is like our walk away that we say, forget you, right? Don't we have to know that, so that it seems like that's one of them that we were supposed to know.
That's number E. What is the Keurig's walk away, and then F is what is GMCR's walkaway?
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember how much I put on there for mine. Let's see.
Well, Dylan didn't have it, and I didn't do it either. I didn't put like a number on mine.
So on my personal one, with my math, I did like a 10-year contract kind of thing. So for Keurig, I did 16.4 million was the walkaway.
And how did you?
Yeah.
How do we want to determine how we're going to get that 16 million?
So this would be the walkaway if they want the licensing. You know what I mean?
Right.
If that no part to do with us, and they just want the license and say, "Hey, give it to me now." You would go in with a negotiation and saying, "Hey, this would be a 10-year partnership contract to build with our team and yours, and if not, this is 16.4 that we're selling to you."
So let me understand. You would, instead of doing it per cup, you would just say, "Here's all out everything for 16 million."
Well, that's what I did. So I took 50 cents and multiplied it by 45 cups a day per office, right? And I estimated about 2,000 offices that are leasing this roaster and this cup, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's 45,000 daily, and if you did 10 years, that's 16.4 million. That's how I got that number.
So that's using 50 cents, which is what the distributor sells to the office?
Yes.
So we need to know how much cash they have on hand.
Yeah. And that, if you go up a couple paragraphs in paragraph C, for question C, what is the maximum value that could be shared between GMCR and Keurig? That's where I have that. And I have all the numbers where I took some of the numbers from the case as well. Because I said, hey, adding this to the 10 million that they have already, and the net sales of 47.8 million from GMCR, the total estimated would be 74.2 to begin with. Like, hey, this
I'm not seeing the numbers you're looking at. What page are you on?
So this is on the Google Doc that I sent out to everyone.
Okay, well, I see the Google Doc. I'm looking inside the case study. Is it in the supplemental?
So my Google Doc for the group, it's on the second page, and it's just like our problem. So number 2, letter C, question. Yeah. Halfway down the page.
Yeah, I see that, but where did you get the numbers from?
Oh, page the numbers. 2? So in the case, I got the 10 million from page.
One of those says page 2.
Let's see. Page 2 was the 10 million for the venture capital, right, from Minneapolis-based food fund.
Mm.
And then the 47.8 came from the exhibit from the GMCR exhibit. That's their net sales.
Now that $10 million was that was an investment. That wasn't a sale. That was an investment of food fund into buying Keurig or a portion of Keurig.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like that money is part of Keurig right now, right? So
well, we only have 700,000 of it left.
Yeah, we've already blown through all that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all we have left.
As I read, we only have 700 grand. We burn through 60,000 a month, so that gives us 11 months and change.
So then I'll change this 10 million out with 700,000 and put a total max value with the 47.8 net sales with the 700,000. Does that make sense?
Okay, I wasn't listening because I just thought if we're spending $60,000 a month right now, do that times 12 months times, you said 10 years, a 10-year agreement you want to do. I wouldn't go that long. Maybe a 5-year agreement is 3.6 million. It would be what we'd burn through during that time.
Okay.
So if you wanted 16 million, that would be enough for us to have some profit on top of what we burn through to do more research and development into our brewers. So we want to have some money for that. But I love the per cup idea. the more basic you can bring this down to, the more profit potential you have.
Yeah.
So, like if I can sell, for instance, if I sell the rights to my song because I'm an awesome singer and I just sell the rights, then I get like a chunk of change. But if I sell per download, then it's much bigger.
Yeah. How much did that cup cost that you just drank? Just kidding.
It's water, so I don't.
Great. Awesome.
So are we gonna walk through, because that's one of the questions, what happened in your negotiations? Did you walk through a per cup economic analysis with them? So if we're gonna walk through it, then wouldn't it be we end up?
I'm not going to walk through an analysis with them. They got to figure out their own numbers. I know what my numbers are.
Yeah, we don't share that information in negotiations.
So am I going to
see? That's one of the reasons I like being with you guys, because I'm like, oh, okay, let's walk through it. And you guys are like, no way, man.
if I have to explain it to them, then I will. I'll basically say, look, what are your costs for building a cup of this coffee when it comes down to brass tacks? How much does it cost to make a cup? And they'll say, oh, it's 17 cents or whatever. And you're like, BS, I call BS on you. It's 12 cents or whatever.
Yeah, we're going to ask those questions and get those answers because it's ours, right? We want that, but you don't want to give it out. And if they're not willing to give it out, then you find a way to get around it and get it out of them somehow.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What are your costs? What do you need to make this work?
Yep.
Is that the best you can do?
All right, I'm going to be depending on you, Bob, to be pulling it out of them.
Is that the best you can do?
Because I'll be telling them things.
The best you can do.
Yeah. Seriously, you'll be like, Dali, calm down. Shh. Let me talk.
Here, have a beard of oil.
What does that even do? Does it help when you get shaved or something?
It's like, yeah, it's kind of like you putting in leave-in conditioner in your hair.
Ah, okay.
Makes me soft and makes me smell nice. So when the lady likes to give me a kiss, she likes to stay there longer.
There you go. Soften your hair. That's not a bad thing. That sounds like a very appealing thing. Maybe you should put it in the, not just barber shops. You should put it in the salons for the women and say, here's for your man.
There you go. You know, we were inspired because a buddy of mine, I didn't have the beard yet. This was probably about 2 months ago. We were driving we just finished putting on a presentation for some of our people, and we stopped by an Ulta Beauty place. I don't know if you have those or not. I don't know.
There is one over here.
Ulta supposedly this really awesome place. So we stopped by and we said, hey, do you have any beard products? Because he has a beard. It's a really nice beard. And they said, yeah, we got some over there. And they pointed. We went over there, and it was like this rinky-dinky small shelf of stuff and this whole huge department store of hair products. And we thought, wow, if they're going to have that little amount for men, there's so few to choose from that we probably need to make up our own brand and put it on their shelf. And we started looking, and I told them, like while we were talking, I said, people in China make all kinds of crazy things you can just buy and put your own label on. And we're like, oh, well, let's look it up. And so we did. We went to Alibaba.com and we looked up all the other people that do beard balms, and there's tons. And so we talked to people in China for about a month and a half, and then we found somebody in Salt Lake City that makes it. So we're gonna go with American beard balm products.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Wow, you really are just doing what we're talking about.
Yeah. Why wait? I only have so much time before my kids get old, and then I can't enjoy it as much.
Yeah, you want to spend on the kiddos.
Yeah, I want to spend money. I want to spend money on the kiddos. I want to have the house on the lake, and I want to have the fun times.
I promise you will spend money on your kiddos.
Yes.
I'm way at that point.
Yes. My wife was telling me, she's like, oh, our daughter wants to do cheerleading. It's going to cost $3,000. I said, what costs $3,000 for cheerleading? What do they need to spend $3,000 on? All it is a skimpy uniform. That can't cost $3,000. She's like, oh, well, they have one for home and one for away, and they have little trips and stuff. I said, not $3,000. $3,000.
Break it all down. It's there, buddy. I'm telling you.
I said, I want to
Anything
see
you
a
do.
list. I want to see a list of what they require. If it's going on a trip to like DC or something, well, she can earn that. You know, if the uniform is $300, okay, I get that. I played basketball. We had to pay for stuff, but
Yeah,
$3,000.
well, they do need. Well,
I'm seeing
I
those
don't know. I
girls.
don't have any girls.
They're not wearing Victoria's Secret underwear, so you know it's
Can't be that much.
yeah, it can't be $3,000 for a couple of uniforms.
It's something they do. I mean, just dancing alone costs you that, and you're not even in high school. You're not even in junior high. You're just young little beboppers dancing at your things, and you end up spending about $3,000
Well,
over there.
my kids do tap, and I've got 3 girls that are in tap, and we spent about $1,000 on all their uniforms for this year. So that's $300 a piece. That's for 3 girls, and a third of the price. So $3,000 for one kid.
Yeah. Good luck. I don't even fight it anymore. I don't even fight it anymore. I used to.
Man.
What's that, Dylan?
School district is using it elsewhere.
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
They don't get any. Yeah.
Where's my tax money going? All right, so we good on this? Mark, it's you and me, and Lee, you're going to be with us?
I'm here too.
Hey,
All right.
I put your negotiation expectation up at the top of our paper. I went through, changed it up just a tiny bit, like put the we's in there and everything.
Okay.
That would be good. I changed my part on the numbers that we were just discussing. So the only things that need to be added is the update on what happened in the negotiation. I have that all in red.
Okay.
And then third page, there's 3 things. I don't know what a Zupa is.
I don't know either.
So I'm just going to delete that.
Well, Zupa is in the negotiating pamphlet.
Oh, that's why.
Yeah, that's why. I had to look that one up too. I'm like, ugh.
I looked it up online. I couldn't find anything on it.
Zone of possible agreement. There would be a bargaining range from, whatever range to whatever.
Okay, so we can put like a sentence on that.
Yeah, so the zone of possible, whatever. Yeah, I type it out. And it's Zopa. Zopa. But
what does it stand for again?
The zone of possible agreement.
Sweet. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, so those are the only points left. If you guys are good with everything else.
I honestly haven't read anything that you've written.
Okay. Let me know.
So maybe we're going to have to take a little bit of time to see what this says. The familiar offers.
All right, we addressed them in 1 hour and 15 minutes. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Are we going to do the video on this one, Mark?
I guess so. I'm basically going to do that because their responses are so spaced out. I'm just like,
I would prefer that you do the recording because then we'll have access to it afterward if we have to refer to the recording.
Yeah. And we can put the link in our paper, you know what I mean? Like at the bottom or something. Let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah, and then people like Matt and Mac can take a look at it.
Okay.
So I'll set it up and send it out here in a minute.
Cool.
Even though they probably don't care anymore. For them, the semester's over,
Well, yeah, she said only 2 of their people will be present.
Okay.
They're like 6.
Cool.
Okay. Well, we only have 3. So
the funny thing is the person that I've been talking to isn't even going to be there.
Awesome.
Hey, once you do that, once you do the meeting, definitely put it at the bottom, and then I'll check it out too. Help me out. And then Saturday, like we can go through marking those little points, review all these other answers, and one last one, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna disappear off the map as of close of business Friday.
Sweet.
So I didn't see that there's even anything else that we're going to be doing a discussion on. What else are we going to do?
No, it's just this.
Yeah, this is it, right? As soon as we meet with these people and then finish up our paper, we're
done.
Yeah.
See you later. It's been fun working with you. You guys made me get this class passed. Thank you very much.
Hey, you did it for me too. Good job.
Yep. Same here.
So,
Good
I've
teamwork.
had fun.
Hey, I'll post this meeting for you guys right now.
Cool.
okay.
Yeah, I'd
All
have
right,
to say
so-
this has been my most productive group I've ever been in, and my most enjoyable group I've ever been in.
Agreed.
And I've never said that to any other group, so you can take that to home with you.
Awesome.
The kind of group where I'd be like, I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, would I start a business with this group like you see in all these other HBS studies and stuff? I'm like, nah, probably not, but it would be.
Don't start one with me. I know that we'd be fine because you would be in it and you would care. And I'd be like, no, don't forget the people, the little tiny people.
That's right. I'd have to be the CEO. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. I'd have to tell. I'd have to tell Mackenzie what's going on.
Heck yeah.
Like,
All
girl,
right.
get back in your space.
All right. So I just created it, so y'all should have emails.
Okay,
And
cool.
I'll just,
Thank you.
you know, let it run here.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, Mark.
Yep.
Yeah, that was
Been good, Dylan.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Meet again, bro.
Heck yeah.
well, I have no idea how we're going to start it. So it's going to be Bob and Mark talking tonight, and I'll throw in if I can think of something to say.
They're like, does
That's all
the
I'm
woman
saying.
have anything to say? No, the woman knows her place.
No, that's not it. No. But I remember Greenwood. I remember the original reason that we even started